Hi YouTube, thanks for joining me on my channel. So before I get started, I just have to say thank you so much to all the people who tuned in to my very first YouTube video. And there were 12 of you who liked it enough to subscribe, and I'm blown away. There are people I realize out in the YouTube world that have 3,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 or a million subscribers. But the idea that I even have 12 was shocking. So to those of you who chose to subscribe, thanks, and I hope to keep the videos coming. Please feel free to comment, obviously, and leave me requests or ideas or ask any questions. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Kimono bag from Louis Vuitton. This was requested after I did the video on the wallet. So what I've done is I've packaged up the bag as close to how it was given to me so that you can see how it came. And for the most part, I store it that same way when I'm not using it. And then I will show you what fits inside, tell you pros and cons, and yeah, we'll go from there. So for those of you who are interested in the bag, I will link it below. But I did write down the item number. When I pull out the little barcode, I'll show it to you, but it is M40521. So if you're looking for the item and you want to order it or look for it online, that would be the code you would need to do it. So when you purchase the item, you get your receipt folio. This is the one for the kimono. And essentially it comes just like every other Louis Vuitton purchase I've ever used or made. So yeah, that's where their receipt is. So the item came in this ginormous bag box. Oh, it's huge. It's so big. So it's tied with a bow on the top, and the bag is in fact the box. There's little rivets in the corners. And so yeah, essentially it's a box, one of the collapsible ones, that's also a bag with a tie on the top. So yeah, you look a little ridiculous walking around carrying this bag. But in any case, that's how it came. And I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. And then inside the bag box is the item, and it is in a drawstring. Let's see if I can show you a drawstring dust bag, and there it says Louis Vuitton. And I requested this kind of dust bag. I believe if you don't say anything, they will give you the classic kind of large flap over, but because of the way the handles are on this item, it made a lot more sense to me to have the drawstring. So again, the dust bag is bigger than the item itself, so I just cinch it at the top and then it kind of folds over, and then this, which you can barely see, this right here is the top of the handles. So I'm going to open up that drawstring. Dun, da, da, da. And this is the bag. So I know there are other reviews of this item out there, and I am by far not the first to do one. And quite honestly, I can't even really do a review yet. I haven't had this all that long, and I don't use it every single day. So this is more thoughts, impressions, why I chose this item, how I like it so far. And then I really believe in order to do a good, long, like in-depth review, you have to have been using it for a bit longer. So again, maybe in like 3 to 6 months, somewhere in that time frame when I've really been using it regularly, I can come back and do an update on it. But in any case, this that you're seeing right here above the gold V is the foam insert that looks like this, and it's literally kind of squishy foam, and it kind of reminds me of the material that like a microphone case or a musical instrument might sit in. And they gave me this. This is how they had stored the bag themselves, the store. So they just included it. I didn't have to ask for it. And yeah, it literally, if I turn this, and you can see inside there, sits perfectly in the opening. There you go, like that. And they told me that that'll really help keep its shape. It is an extremely structured bag. So I'm going to take the foam piece out. And yeah, we can kind of dive into it. So it does have the monogram print. It is not one continuous piece of canvas. It's actually multiple. So the LVs are upright on the front. They are upright on the sides, and they are upright on the back. So these are individual pieces. It's not one continuous. The bag here, we'll go back to the front. So I hope you guys can see. There we go. So it has the black, almost like soft green, smooth leather. I think they call it Taroso. I could be wrong. I'll have to check that. But it's they have a special name for this style of leather. It's not the epi. It's not vernis. It's just a smooth, soft calfskin leather. And then down at the bottom on the front, it has the Louis Vuitton Paris in gold, the embossed or hot stamped symbol. And then it also features on the front this, there you go, gold toned V. Now on the back, it does not have the gold V. The bag still carries that same shape, but you miss the gold tone hardware. So that's obviously, besides the hot stamp here, that's how you know the front to the back. The handles have these little almost poochy, I don't know, little pocket style spots that the handles weave into. And they're particularly sturdy. I mean, there's no concern that one would pop out. They're sewn in there, but they're covered in the leather as well. And this piece of leather goes across the bias from the gold V down under the bag. So the bottom has 4 gold toned feet, which I don't know if you'll be able to catch it, but they do say Louis Vuitton on each one. And then the bottom is reinforced by these extra seams here. And then that same piece of leather flips to the back and continues up the side. And then obviously in the places where you don't have the leather, you have the monogram. And the ends are entirely monogram. They have this pleating, so that's where I was showing before, the foam insert has this little almost cup area, and that's from this pleat. The other really nice detail about this bag is this black leather seam. So this is like the cording. It's not really cording. I need to figure out exactly what it's called, but the same kind of material that's used on the edges of all the canvas pieces, or where there's leather, is on this as well, but it is black and it matches the leather just beautifully. So this bag does come in other colors. This is the noir, which is the black, and it also comes in a roar, grape, nude, and cherry, the red. So when, did I say Dune? Dune 2. Anyway, when you purchase this bag in a different color, this cording or edging of the bag is still in black. So I think it's most noticeable on the Dune, which is the nude color. You see that contrast of the edging more so than I feel like you see it with the noir. So let's see, then I guess I was kind of talking before here about this pleating. This to me is one of my favorite elements of the bag. This natural kind of shape that you get from the sewn sides is just gorgeous, both sides. So in terms of size, the length of the bag, which would be here, is 10.5 inches long. And then height, and it does not include the strap, just the height from the top of the bag to the bottom is 11.2 inches, so not a perfect square. It is a bit of a rectangle with the higher side being upright. And then the depth, which would be here, or basically this bottom section, is 5.9 inches, so almost 6 inches. Now, why did I pick this bag? Let's see, I saw this in a Louis Vuitton boutique for the first time in December, so before the holidays. I was in browsing and it was up on a shelf and it caught my eye. And I had them bring it down and took a look at it, and it just, there's something about it that it's almost hard to see from the way I have it angled, but that gold V just pops, and you can see when it catches the light, it just shines like crazy. So this just totally caught my eye, and I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. And then I saw the price, and I freaked out a bit and walked away from it. I'm not uncomfortable sharing with you all. Plus you can go online and look at it. It retails for $3,250 in the US. And for a bag that is not entirely leather, meaning it has canvas, it's just a lot of money. And I walked away. But so then the holidays came and passed, and I was still thinking about it, and I just couldn't get it out of my head. It's very different in a good way, in my opinion. It's not like any other piece from Louis Vuitton that I feel like I'd seen before. I'd really been wanting the black with the monogram. I just feel like it's super versatile and can go with pretty much any outfit. I was kind of brought up during the time period where it was thought not to mix black and brown, and obviously those days are long over, but I really like that this particular bag can go with a brown outfit or black and looks perfect with either. Not that an all brown or an all black bag doesn't work, but there's just something about this that speaks to both. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Went into the store in early January and they didn't have it anymore. They were sold out. They apparently didn't get all that many to begin with. And so I inquired about it, and they told me there was only 16 left available and throughout the US. And so I told them to bring it in. And needless to say, it eventually came about. It took a little while. It actually took close to 10 days. And it showed up, and then I went in and saw it in person and loved it as much as I had before and took it home. So I actually haven't had it that long. I would say it's been about a month that I've had it now. So in terms of the interior, I kind of went over the exterior. The interior has the transversal snap hook closure, which basically, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this all that well, but it's let's see, a little lobster claw clasp. There we go. So kind of like the Neverfull. It has that ability to cinch. There is no obviously top zipper to keep the whole thing closed, so that just keeps it pulled together, but obviously if you dumped it upside down, things would fall out. However, inside there is this center zipper compartment, which is pretty long and opens quite nicely. Oh, and this is, inside is the booklet, the care instructions, and then the cards. So I'll show you those in a moment. But you get that big zipper compartment, and then on the one side of the zipper pocket, you get 2 slip pockets. So let's see. This is trickier to display to you all than I had anticipated. But yeah, there's one slip pocket, and then here's the other slip pocket. And then right above the slip pockets is the stamp. It says Louis Vuitton, made in Paris, or made in France, I should say. And then this material, all the material on the inside is this like micro suede. So it's super soft and velvety, and it's really nice knowing when you put your things inside that they're somewhat protected, if that makes sense. Like everything that goes in is just nice. It hits just this soft, beautiful surface. And then on the 2 sides of that center zipper compartment are, 2 kind of open pockets or bucket areas that are, wide open. So again, you get a pocket on this side, a pocket on this side, 2 slip pockets on the side of the center zipper, and then the center zipper clip. And you can actually see, I guess I still have the blue, I should take that off. I still have the blue tape on the inside zipper. They cover it with this blue protective tape, which I guess I didn't remove. So, okay, well, I'll have to take that off afterwards. But in any case, that is what's inside. So the other thing that's kind of funky, or at least I didn't realize right away or give any thought to, is that this center zip compartment is kind of free floating. It's obviously attached on the center seam on either side, but I can put my hand down behind the pocket and flip it up, or come up from the other side. So you can see my fingers down there at the bottom. So if you just throw stuff in your bag, items will potentially slip underneath and move from one of those side bucket areas underneath to the other. Now, that's not a problem for me because the way I pack into my bags is by using lots of little bags. So I could make a whole nother video on it, but honestly, the way that I change bags regularly is I have a random tote, like collapsible tote from any kind of storage company or Target even. And I keep all my small leather goods or other accessories I use in my purse on a regular basis in that. And then when I'm done with my bag gets stored away. And then I put the items into the tote, and then the next day I pick the bag I want to use and move them from the tote into the bag and back and forth. So for me, it's not a problem, but it's definitely like, oh, it's not connected at the bottom. So something to be aware of. So in any case, why don't I go ahead and show you some items that fit inside, and then I'll quickly go through my personal pros and cons. The other thing I would say, and I apologize, I don't have a measuring tape right here with me, but the arm drop is pretty long. I mean, it really does fit without a problem. I can kind of stand up in a minute and do a modeling shot, but it has a really generous shoulder drop, strap drop. So I'm just going to start putting some items inside. This is the matching wallet. Ooh, they look so cute together. I will link the video I did on this wallet down below. But I'm going to go ahead and put that inside. And I could put it in the center zipper compartment, but honestly, I don't feel like I have a security issue. My little pochette. Let's see. It's not very full, but I almost always have a wipes container with me. Then let's see, this is lipsticks, random makeup items, my Ray-Bans sunglasses. Let's see, what else? This is a travel bag that pops open into a bigger bag because you never know when you're going to get caught at a store that charges you for a plastic bag, or you're going to get caught in torrential downpour and want to cover the bag you're actually using, which, because I live in Seattle, I have had to do. This is a little like emergency kit. It has Band-Aids and gosh, all kinds of little bips and bops, of random little things, like, yeah, random things. At some point I could do a what's in my bag video and go through that more, but it has random items. This right now carries all of my like extra cards. These are like random membership cards, and I actually have a different Louis Vuitton item that I'm going to transition these into from this polka dot bag, but for now they're in there. And then this is just a random little zipper pouch with some feminine items and random, you know, like hand sanitizer. And then, let's see, I have my key clay. And this bag does not have a D-ring, so you wouldn't have a spot to attach this to unless you wanted to hook it to the hook that you can actually cinch the bag closed with. So I'm just going to stick that in one of the slip pockets on the side. And then this is my 4-ring key holder. I like the 4-ring. I know there are a million people out there who just love the 6-ring. I'm very fond of the 4. Anyway, that I can slip in the other slip pocket. And then just to show you, this is, ooh, that was shiny, an iPad mini. So I'll slip that in there. And I would say, if anything, it makes the bag maybe a little bit heavy, but there is plenty of space in there. And there's nothing stacked, you know, too high. So if I had like a scarf, oh, I do have a scarf. If I had, you know, a scarf, I could throw that in, or a light sweater. I mean, this really does hold quite a bit. So that's it with the scarf in there. And then take the scarf out. And there we go. So yeah, plenty of space. Nothing in the center zipper compartment right now. The bag overall is really light. It's not heavy on its own. I would say it's really just a matter of the items you put inside, what you choose to put in there. And then I started to show you before. This is the care booklet that talks about the leather and how, you know, care guidelines for leather linings. It goes through all of the information on how to take care of the bag. And then this is the, let's see, the barcode. And it says the kimono monogram in noir. And it's interesting. This says, okay, so I apologize. The code I gave you at the beginning of the video is a different color. I believe that's the grape. So grape is M40521. Noir, which is this, and what I have here is M40460, and then it has the FR because it was made in France. And then this is the little card that talks about the material. So it says coated fabric, outside calf leather trimming, man-made lining. Let's see. It's a little blurry, but that's what it says. So yeah, those are the barcodes and things that come with it. So this video is turning out to be super long, and I didn't intend for it to be, but just to quickly share with you, pros are that it's gorgeous. It's totally a statement piece. I feel like it's on my shoulder and people will turn and notice it. They, oh my goodness, haven't seen that bag before. It's beautiful. I mean, essentially what I'm saying is I get compliments on it every time I wear it. It makes me happy, which quite honestly, like, what matters more than that? In terms of cons, it's really expensive for a Louis Vuitton bag with canvas. It's just at a really high price point. So if I didn't absolutely love this bag, it wouldn't be worth the price. In fact, Minnie from Minx for All, who I watch all the time, and I will link to her YouTube channel below. She's fabulous. She talks all about luxury goods. She would tell you that, like, for her kind of limits, that this is a little crazy because of the canvas and the high price point. For me, I just love it. It's something I'll always have in my collection. It's different, yet it still holds a ton and can be dressed down with jeans or dressed up to go out in the evening. Like, to me, it's just extremely versatile. It obviously doesn't have any other straps other than these top handles, so there's not a real way to create a shoulder strap, and that's fine by me. And as I said, it has a great drop, so you can do in the crook of your arm, although it's a little big maybe, or you can completely do and how I wear it normally is over the side. And it fits perfectly. It's just a really comfortable bag to use. So the only other thing, other than, like, the only con in my mind is that it's just a very high price point. It doesn't bother me that it doesn't have a zipper. I can obviously cinch the top closed with the lobster clasp to help, make it less likely to just kind of fly open. But all considering, I think it's just one of those items where if you're not truly in love with it, then it's crazy. But if you're truly in love with it, it doesn't matter. It's beautiful. You'll enjoy it. It's gorgeous. In terms of wear and tear, real quick, this is very smooth leather, and it even says in the little booklet that it can be prone to scratching, so you need to be careful. I haven't had any problems yet. It does have the feet on the bottom, which really help. And it's not like I suppose I could accidentally scratch it with my, wedding ring or something like that. But I think if you're careful, you're fine. And the other great thing about any of the Louis Vuitton pieces that have these leather handles and the leather accessories, or not accessories, but details, the leather details that are not the vachetta, is just how easily wearable it is in all kinds of weather. So as I mentioned, I live in Seattle. It rains a lot. This is an easy bag for that. You just kind of wipe it off and you move on. Obviously, I wouldn't attempt to get it soaking wet, but a little water here and there doesn't seem to have caused any issues so far. So I will get back to you all when I've had it longer and let you know how it's going. If you have questions or there's something I didn't cover about it, please ask. Will be sure to check all the comments and respond. And then let me know what else you'd like to see video-wise. I have some ideas myself, but if there's something that you've seen me throw in this bag or something else, let me know and I will get back to you. Thumbs up if you like it, and if you're still with me and you might actually want to see another video, subscribe. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time.